Starting off today, though, with yesterday's topics, I guess. We're only doing this every few days or so topics could be kind of old, but there's supposed to be news that you maybe didn't hear about, maybe didn't catch all the details, and so on and so forth. Starting with the Porsche Turbo GT is the quickest, most powerful Porsche ever, and actually it's one of the quickest EVs ever produced so far. With up to 1,092 horsepower, it takes just 2.1 seconds. Now let's keep in mind, the Roadster takes 1.9, or supposedly will take 1.9 to go to 60 miles an hour. Now, there is differences in how they do this, if it's a rolling start, if it's a full stop start. I think Tesla's is probably a full stop start, considering they want to use cold thrusters to help the Roadster get there. But I've seen arguments all over the place on if 1.9 is actually achievable and safe in a vehicle. So we will see if that ever actually happens. But the standard model gets to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, and the top-end Turbo S model does that at 2.3. So shaving off another 0.2 seconds, which doesn't sound like a large number, but when you're doing 0 to 60s and we're talking 0.2 in a couple of seconds, it probably is something that even an experienced person side by side would be able to tell for sure. The Turbo GT is the most powerful Taycan that the company has ever built, and if you count the 10 seconds of overboost, it's the most powerful Porsche ever, period, full stop, which is wild. So it's an attack mode function. Now this offers an extra jolt of power for up to 10-second increments, but while the push to pass only adds an extra 70 kilowatts, attack mode ends up another 120 to all four wheels. And yes, you can activate that simply by tugging on the right paddle shifter. Porsche obviously says that's for the track, but Porsche, seemingly to me at least, out of nowhere, has become like the high-end Tesla competitor of EVs, which, not that it's out of nowhere or unsuspected for Porsche to be doing this, but it just feels like out of everything you would suspect them to do, doesn't really feel like you would expect them to be the next ones really closing the gap when it comes to performance, at least. Now, there's a little bit of cool stuff going on here. So the GT also goes to great lengths to reduce the weight, using carbon fiber covers on the B-pillars, side mirrors, and side skirts. Porsche somehow reduced the weight of the luggage compartments, this guy's guessing, by removing the carpet, and ditched the soft closing doors and electric charger door, and even ripped out the analog clock that comes standard with the Sport Toronto mod package, I think? I don't really remember. Don't know enough. Now, yes, the Porsche Active Ride comes with specific tuning for this vehicle. The interior goes heavy on the race leather thing. Honestly, Porsche, known for their interiors, the great looking car, awesome looking car. Now, this also did set some other records. On February 23rd, the Turbo GT completed a lap on the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca in 1:27.87, faster than any other electric car before it. In early January, a development prototype lapped the Nürburgring in 7:07.55, faster than any other EV or sedan, gas or electric. Now, the price for the performance doesn't come cheap. The 2025 Porsche Taycan Turbo GT starts at just a cheap little $231,995 with destination fees, and it's expensive. You'll be able to order now, and it will make their way to dealers this summer. This is a fantastic looking car, though. This purple that they got going on here, I love it. This is a great, if you're going to do it like this. Awesome spoiler. Interior, Porsche interior. It's great. Love all the screens. Amazing lap times. I am not the biggest Porsche fan, but I do enjoy. I don't really have a reason for that. I just don't. I think of Porsche as like the poor man's like rich car, even though obviously at 231,000 we're not in poor man's land anymore. But I just think of it as a more accessible sports car. But the 911 series, the Taycan series, does look great. I actually prefer all the Taycan GT looks over the regular Taycan. I love the front of the car. I just enjoy it more. Super awesome though. Glad Porsche's putting these numbers out, and someone's showing Elon that they're here to compete, and that is great.